Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Ball Field in Beverly for the opening game for Lynn in the 2018 Gallant tournament. Anthony Michaud on the mound for Marblehead. First ball hit to short, bobbled, and not going to get him. Marinel Castro reaches on the error. So Lynn has a base runner with nobody out. These are Little League teams who have graduated from Little League. Trying to bunt, fouls it off. This is Alex McMillan, the shortstop. Marblehead's the only team that's not a Little League team. They play Cal Ripken, I believe, baseball during the season. Part of the group of this tournament. Hit high in the air to center field. Coming on is the center fielder, Chris Canuccio, making the play. So he tried one pitch and then swung away and popped up to center field. Janelle Guzman, who'll be the pitcher tonight, takes it down the way off the catcher's glove. Catcher is James McLean. There's two of them, James McLean and Graham McLean. Hit long and high and deep and gone. A long shot for a home run. Boy, Guzman, he won the home run derby in Lynn, and he's carried it over here to Ball Field. He got all of that one. So a two-run home run. They changed up this year. Last few years, especially this tournament is put on by Salem. They're using the Beverly Field because the Salem Field is under construction or repair, if you will. And they moved it over here. I believe this is the second year here at Beverly. And this is the first time they've gone back to aluminum bats. They went to wooden bats. And part of that was because bobbled, and they don't get him. Second error in the inning. In for a strike. Hit to second. They get one. They're out at second. He dropped the ball, but he had already made the play. He was making a throw to first base when he dropped it. So Diaz is out on the fielder's De La Rosa is out at second on the fielder's choice. For the second out, Diaz reaches. Anthony Cedeno, the center fielder, is the hitter. I didn't give the lines because we were just getting settled when they started. We will. That pitch goes behind to the backstop. That's a major league wild pitch. So a runner at second with two outs for Lynn. 2 runs in on the bomb by Janelle Guzman. Off the catcher's glove, the runner goes to third. Another wild pitch in the dirt. Good hustle by Diaz. So a runner at third. Then Skip McGarry on the base pass umpire. Off the glove. Nobody's covering the plate. The pitcher doesn't cover. And Diaz creates a run. He reaches on the fielder's choice. It comes around the score on 3 wild pitches. And Lynn has very quickly jumped out to a 3-0 lead. The winner of this will get Beverly, who drew a bye, tomorrow. I think the loser doesn't play until Sunday, they told me. And that's ball 4. So Cedeno draws a walk. So Guzman on the mound for Lynn gave himself a 2-0 lead with the home run. Now Diaz pumps it up to 3. Getting a run to score. The bunt down the third base line, and they'll throw him out. Nice play by the pitcher, Michaud. Good bid by McCafferty, trying to bunt his way on. But Lynn gets rid of whatever butterflies they may have, getting 3 runs. They do it with 1 base hit, but it was a big 2-run home run. There was a walk, and there were 2 errors. One hurt because it came around to score. The other error extended the inning for Lynn to get another run. And I mentioned I didn't give the lineup for Lynn, so I'll do it now. It's Marinel Castro, the second baseman, leading off. Alex McMillan, the shortstop, bats second. Juniel Guzman, pitching, bats third. Playing third and batting cleanup, Carlos De La Rosa. The extra hitter, Gabe Diaz, hits 5th. Playing center field and hitting 6th, Anthony Cedeno. The right fielder, batting 5th, is Willie McCafferty. Playing first and batting 8th, Chris Marks. The left fielder, James Meklis, will hit number 9. And batting 10th and catching is Braden London. And this is another one of those tournaments where you can bat 10, not a designated hitter, an extra hitter. So you're not hitting for somebody, they bat 10. You don't have to, but you can if you choose. And both teams choose, they both bat 10. Lynn has been very successful in this tournament. Last year they went to the finals. They defeated Beverly in the first game. They had to beat them twice. They beat them in the first game but lost in the if necessary game. So they took it all the way to the end, finishing second. And then in 2014 and 15, they won it back-to-back. Andy Palmer, the shortstop, leads it off for Marblehead. Swing and a miss. Some of you people at home might recognize the manager for the Marblehead team. Very good quarterback and baseball player at Lynn English High School, transferring over from Marblehead. Brent Tarasuik. Older brother was the head coach of Marblehead High. Family came from Lynn. Guzman starts it with a strikeout, swinging.
Next up for Marblehead, number 12, playing second base,
Brooks Keefe, the second baseman, bats against Guzman. This is a little bit different than Little League Baseball. It's their first time playing outside of their Little League venue, if you will. There are 3 different leagues. I believe it's Westland, Pine Hill, and Wyoma. They don't let them pick from all 5 leagues. Nobody has more. Peabody has a couple of leagues. Danvers has a couple leagues. So they don't let them pick for more. They limit them to 3 out of 5 per the rules of the tournament. Call, third strike. 2 up, 2 down quickly. Anthony Michaud, the pitcher, will be the hitter. So these kids are stepping out of Little League for the first time. It's the same distance, same principles. You don't have to stretch with runners on base. You know, the base pass is still the same. The only difference is there's 7 innings instead of 6. And you can bat 10. And the one plus for everybody is there's no pitch count. You don't have to take a seat after pitching 85 pitches. You can pitch the game. The rule is whatever you can only pitch 7 innings in a 2-day period. So if you pitch 6 today, you can pitch 1 tomorrow, and then take a day off. If you pitch 7 today, you take tomorrow off and you come back the next day. If you pitch 4 today, you can pitch 3 tomorrow. Wide for a ball. Guzman can bring it. Up and away for a ball. Strike 3 call. What an inning for Guzman. He hits a 2-run home run to give himself a lead. Comes back and strikes out the side in the bottom of the first. So we played an inning here in the opening game. They were rained out last night, so it's the opening game for Lynn in this 2018 Ray Gallant tournament. Lynn leads it 3-0 over Marblehead at the end of 1. I mentioned Brent Tarasurik, the manager. The coaches are John Palmer and Jim Weed from Marblehead. On the Lynn side, guy who does so much for the kids in the city of Lynn. He's the new president of Babe Ruth. He's been doing this program for many, many years. Jeff Earp does just a great job for the Lynn. That was Chris Marks, bounced out second to first to start the second inning. And ably assisted by Brian O'Connor, Rich Avery, and John Mecklish. This is James Mecklish, the left fielder. Hit foul. And another guy who does yeoman work, flies under the radar, does so much and doesn't get any credit for it at all. And that's Tom Dill from the Lazy Dog. Each and every year he supplies these kids with their uniforms and whatever entrance fee or anything they have to get. I think Wyoming comes up with the entrance fee. It's not that much, so they can get the trophies and stuff for the awards. But Tom Dill just does a great job getting behind these kids and helping with them whatever they need. And he's been involved in, if not all of them, most of them. Chop right back to the mound. They throw it away. They threw it low and away, and Meckles is going to reach. He's going to keep going. He goes all the way to third. Great hustle by James Meckles on the errant throw by the pitcher. Probably getting themselves in trouble. That's their third error. And we've only played an inning and a third.
Next up, the catcher, number 3, Braden London.
Braden London, the catcher, is the hitter. Hit in the air to right field, coming on. Off the right fielder's glove. Out at second base. He tried to stretch it. Back-to-back errors gives Lynn another run.
2 hands, Bodie.
Bartram made amends. He dropped the ball, but he got to it quickly and threw a strike to second base. And the shortstop Palmer put the tag down. So that would have been even more disastrous. Instead of a runner at second with 1 out, it's 2 outs with nobody on, but another run for Lynn as they stretch it to 4-0. Swing and a miss. In the gap, so that throw to second was huge. They're going to keep going all the way around into third with a triple as Castro toss McMillan flat out to center field is one trip. So the big, great throw at second base, cutting the runner down, is huge because it would be 2 runs in with 1 out and a runner at third. Hit foul past third base. McMillan got a good swing, hit it well, just pulled it foul. McMillan is the shortstop. Pitch low for a ball. Hit foul again past third base. Richie Avery, I mentioned all the coaches. Richie Avery is the third base coach. He had a big year this year. His Pine Hill team won the Pine Hill League, and then they won the city championship. So we're going to miss. They'll tag him out. So they leave the runner at third, but they get another run. Again, errors. The one hit they got had nothing to do with the run. It was the 2 errors. Good heads-up running by Mecklix, going all the way to third on the throwing error by the pitcher, trying to throw him out at first. So 4 errors in 2 innings. Yeah, Guzman has another run to work with as he leads it 4-0 now in the bottom of the second inning. I mentioned Tom Dill. I can't say enough about Tom Dill. He's involved in the Challenger League that plays on Sunday mornings during the season at Memorial Park, Eastland Little League actually, field. He's a big sponsor of that, along with the big banquet they have at the end of the year. He's involved in this. He's involved in Wyoming Little League. Anything, he gets involved in a lot of stuff in the city, but especially the kids. He's just an outstanding sponsor. And his place is one of the better places around for dining out. His steak tips are among the best. And I'm hoping everybody gives back to him what he gives back to the city, because he certainly deserves it. So if you're thinking about going out to eat, think about the Lazy Dog and give back to Tom Dill. He certainly deserves it for all he does. Scott Campbell, the third baseman, is the hitter. He throws right and bats left. In for a strike. Guzman doesn't take much time. He catches it and gets ready and throws it. Another strike. Swing and a miss. 4 in a row. 2 called, 2 swinging. We get here, the sun was brightly shining right in our face. And then it kind of settled. It's a gorgeous area with trees all around. It's a great place. Very picturesque here. They did a great job putting this place out here. Well, that ends the string of strikeouts, but he gets the assist, so he's involved in all 5 of the first outs. Lost his hat, but stayed with it. So the sun was brightly shining right in our face. It kind of settled down behind a couple of those trees. Now it's moved a little bit, and the sun is kind of popping a little bit more. The infield is virtually in shade. It's the outfield across that's in sun. In for a strike. Swing and a miss. Guzman took his West Lynn team to the finals of the city tournament. Just missed outside. Wide again. I'm guessing it might be Joe Baglieri behind home plate. Swing and a miss. He strikes him out. So 2 impressive innings by Guzman. 6 up, 6 down. The only ball put in play is back to the mound, to the pitcher. He's been involved in all 6 outs. 5 strikeouts in 2 innings. At the end of 2, Lynn leads Marblehead 4-0. Janelle Guzman, he's been up once, but he made it count. He had a 2-run home run. As soon as it hit the bat, it was gone. Long shot way over the left field fence. There was no question about it. When it hit the bat, it was gone. Punches it foul to the third base coach, Mr. Avery. Rich Avery, coaching third. He's the guy that handles Frazier Field and Manning Field with all scheduling and the like. Solid shot into left field for a base hit. Guzman's a very good player. He's 2 for 2. And for second time in 3 innings, Lynn has the leadoff hitter on.
Number 15,
Carlos De La Rosa reached on an error. His one trip. Down and away for a ball. Hit high in the air. Long run for the right fielder. Makes the play. Good job. Bodie Bartram covered a lot of ground to go get that one. 1 away in the 3rd. Gabe Diaz reached center field's choice. And he came around to score on 3 wild pitches. Guzman took off. They throw it into center field. He's going to keep going. And he scores. He comes all the way around. He didn't hesitate at all. He steals second base. The throw by the catcher goes into center field. He just kept going.
Come up throwing, buddy. Come on.
2 errors on the play. The catcher threw it in the center field. The center fielder threw it over the catcher's head. Guzman didn't hesitate. He just took off, and he had it in his mind he was going to score. And he did. So they manufactured another run with a base hit, stolen base, and Marblehead's made 2 errors in each of the first 3 innings. And that's a called third strike to Diaz. Anthony Cedeno drew the only walk that's been given up by both pitchers so far.
Now batting the center fielder, number 6, Anthony Cedeno.
Hit back to the mound. So after the hit and the stolen bases and the throws away, Michaud retires 3 in a row. But the damage was done by Guzman. Lynn is just running wild on the base pass. 1 run on 1 hit. They've got 3 base hits. They've got 5 runs. 2 more errors by Marblehead. And Lynn has given, and Guzman's given himself another run to work with, as it's now 5-0.
These games are 7 innings long. We follow most of the standard Little League rules. Pitching's modified. We do not have pitch counts.
The major, if you weren't early catching on, the major rule difference in this tournament is 7 innings instead of 6. You can, if you choose, you don't have to, you can bat 10 which means an extra hitter rather than a designated hitter. And there's no pitch count. The only rule for the pitchers, you can only pitch 7 innings, then you have to take a day off. Guzman will start his 3rd inning of work. He'll face 7, 8, and 9. James McLean, Bodie Bartram, Graham McLean.
Leading off from Marblehead. Number 6, the catcher,
James McLean, the catcher, is the hitter. I mentioned that Lynn won it back-to-back in 14 and 15. Last year they brought it right to the final game. They pushed Peabody to the if necessary game before Peabody finally beat them in the final. But I believe it was 2011, 2012 that Marblehead won this tournament back-to-back. Up and away for a ball. Braden London doing the job behind the plate, the other half of the battery with Guzman. And that's strike 3. The beat goes on for Guzman. Bodie Bartram, the right fielder, will be the hitter.
batting the right fielder, number 9, Bodie Bartram.
Waves at that pitch down and away. Up and away for a ball. Waves for strike 2. The other team, Salem, Hamilton, Wenham, I believe, is in. I think might be the first or second time for them. Taps it to short, and it's bobbled. Marblehead has a base runner. And you might hear the screens behind me. We got some Marblehead fans. They haven't had much to cheer on so far. Guzman had retired 7 in a row before that era. Graham McLean takes the pitch for a strike.
Now batting for Marblehead.
So Salem, Hamilton, Wenham, Peabody, Danvers, obviously Marblehead and Lynn. Manchester, Essex, it might be their first trip. Gloucester used to be in this, Saugus used to be in this, Swampscott was in it many, many times. Call 3rd strike. Guzman taking care of all the outs. The only out, not a strikeout, was a ground ball back to the mound.
Number 1, James Karen.
So 7 teams in the tournament. I mentioned Salem, Beverly, Lynn, Manchester, Essex, Marblehead, Peabody, and Danvers. And if you were looking for odds in Vegas as to who would be the favorite, you would have to look to Danvers. Danvers went to the state final, losing the final game. They were 1 game away from going to Connecticut to play in the regionals. And Peabody, of course, Peabody West had a good tournament, and now they combine with another strikeout. So they get a base runner, but it's left there. 3 more strikeouts for Guzman. He has shut them down. He's faced 10 hitters, the only base runner. 8 strikeouts and an assist for Guzman in 3 innings. And Lynn comfortably ahead 5-0 over Marblehead at the end of 3. Top of the 4th, it'll be 7, 8, and 9 for Lynn. Willie McCafferty, Chris Marks, James Meckless. As Anthony Michaud starts his 4th inning of work.
Leading off the run, the right fielder, number 5, William McCafferty.
Michaud's only given up 3 base hits, 1 the 2-run home run, but errors have certainly hurt him. 6 errors in 3 innings by Marblehead. That one goes to the backstop. Chopped foul behind home plate, jammed him, got a piece, fouled it back. Did a nice job putting this field together several years ago. They have a lot of tournaments here. The Williamsport tournament gets played here in their division. And they just had a regional, and that hits them, a regional tournament for, I believe it was 10 and 11. And that's Willie McCafferty getting hit by the pitch. And 3 times in 4 innings, Lynn has put the leadoff hitter on. And I'll walk it off. Coach Avery trying to rub it up for him. So McCafferty is the base runner at first. Chris Marks bounced out second and first. And
Now batting, first baseman, number 13,
Chris Marks, the hitter, he's the first baseman. Blocked by the catcher, but not enough. The runner easily goes in. That ball was in the dirt. McCafferty winds up at second base. So the pitch in the dirt. McLean did a nice job to block it, but then couldn't find it. Squaring to bunt. And now they throw it away. Safe at third. Mark squared like he was going to bunt. McCafferty took off like he was going to steal third. He went halfway and stopped as he was going to go back to catch it through the ball into center field. So yet another error puts the runner at third with nobody out. Mark's looking for a base hit. He'll take the ground ball to second now because that would be an RBI. Instead, he gets the base hit in a right center field. He went down and golfed it. Gets himself an RBI with the base hit. So, another manufactured run for Lynn. A hit batsman, a wild pitch, an error. And the base hit knocks the run in. James Meckless. Another wild pitch. Moves Marks over to second. Meckless manufactured a run. He hit it back to the pitcher when they threw the ball away at first base. He kept running all the way to third and scored when the fly ball was dropped in the outfield. Now he's got a chance for an RBI with the runner at third. Lynn getting early Christmas presents from Marblehead. 7 errors. And we've only played 3 innings because there's nobody out in the 4th. Swing and a miss for strike 3. 3 strikeouts. He's got 1 in each second, third, and fourth. He didn't get 1 in the first, but he got 1 in each of the next 3.
Next up for Lynn, the catcher number 3.
Braden London. His fly ball was dropped in right field. And that brought the runner in from third base. That was those. Tried to bunt his way on. Pitch was way up over his head. He bunted it to the backstop. He was already committed when that pitch was coming. The pitch was way over his head. Solid shot into left field for a base hit. They hold the runner at third. They throw the ball home anyway. And the runner's going to go to second on the throw to the plate. So London gets a base hit. They had Marks take the turn and they held him. And London heads up, went to second on the throw. They didn't bother throwing with the runner at third. So it's second and third with 1 out.
Second baseman number 4, Mornell Castro.
Mornell Castro reached on an error and tripled. He walked around after the error on the 2-run home run by Guzman in the first inning. As that sun is really starting to settle down now, getting away from everybody. That one goes to the backstop. The run scores. Lynn is starting to make this a mercy rule game. With help from the magicians. Hit. Nice stop by the shortstop. That's a terrific play. He took a hit away from Castro. Andy Palmer went to his left. Not a very good hop. Just dug it out of the dirt, made a good strong throw over to Weed. Castro's out 6-3 for the second out, but he gets an RBI. Hit long and deep and gone. Alex McMillan with a shot. Second home run for Lynn. They're one run away from making this a mercy rule game. He got all of that one. He drilled that.
Next up for Lynn,
Center fielder
12.
Canesio went
Guzman.
back to the warning track and just said, forget it, it's over my head, over the fence. Janelle Guzman has been perfect. Popped up. Pitcher makes the play. He was perfect. He had a 2-run home run and a single, and knocking in 2 and scoring 2. And he shut out Marblehead through 3 innings. So we're halfway through the ball game. A big 4-run makes it 9-0. They did it. The big home run, the RBI hit by Marks. London got a base hit. So they got a few more hits in that inning than they did early on. But they're just pounding it on here. Another error, 7 errors. Also a hit batsman in that inning that scored. They had 3 hits coming into the inning. They got 3 hits in the inning to give them 6. But Guzman hit a bomb to left, and McMillan hit a bomb to center. And Guzman on the mound has been staked to a 9-0 lead going into the bottom of the 4th inning. And Marblehead's only had 1 base run. A Bartram reached on an infield error. Other than that, 9 outs in the game, 8 of them strikeouts. The other out, Guzman took care of it himself on a ground ball back to the mound. Kevin Whalen is the new right fielder for Lynn. And I think it's Richie Avery at first base. Josh Jimenez is in the game also. And Castro, the second baseman, is going to take the mound. Guzman is going to go to shortstop. McMillan is going to go to second base. And Jimenez is going to be the new third baseman. So Jeff Rupp going to his bench here in the bottom of the 4th inning. For Marblehead, it'll be the top of the order. So Guzman goes 3 innings. Doesn't give up a hit. Strikes out 8. And what they do now is he's pitched 3 innings. He can come back. They play, assuming they win and Marblehead doesn't have a major miraculous comeback. Lynn will play Beverly tomorrow at 4 o'clock. Guzman could come back and pitch 4 innings tomorrow. So Castro will take the mound. And I believe Brendan Zulo is the new left fielder. So Lynn has put all 4 of their subs in the game. Jeff Rupp is trying to straighten it out with the official scorekeeper, letting them know who's doing what and why. Just about everybody who's coming up from Marblehead now is struck out. The only one that hasn't struck out is Matt Weed, and he grounded out to the pitcher. Down and away for a ball.
Leading off for Marblehead, the shortstop, number 1, Andy Palmer.
Palmer made a very nice defensive play. And that was huge because this could be the last inning if he didn't make that play. He took a hit away from Castro, so Castro didn't get on. And by not getting on, he didn't score on Alex McMillan's home run, which would make it now 10-0 instead of 9. Hit off the pitcher's glove. Bobbled, can't pick it up. And the error will allow him to reach. That's the second error. Castro got a piece of it. It went to the second baseman, McMillan. He just couldn't pick it up. By the time he picked it up, Palmer had reached. In the gap in right center field. James Mecklin with a great try. He went from left field to center field.
There's the second baseman, number 12, Brooks Keith. Now batting the pitcher.
So I think Zola went to center field. In place of the center field, he'll bat in that spot, but he's playing left field. So second and third for Marblehead. As Brooks Keith gets the first base hit of the ball game, he drilled it in the right center field. Off to catcher's glove. Safe at the plate. So Marblehead gets on the board. The error, the double, and the wild pitch. Keith moves over to third base. The pitcher, Michaud, is the hitter. He was called out on strikes. His one trip against Guzman. Hit foul. That one hit off the light pole. Actually stayed in the park. Look, I was going to go over to the concession stand or the clubhouse. Hit the light tower and came back. Oh, not a light tower. It's a big post. They got a big, very large wooden post. I'm not sure what that is there for. Hit the shot. Michaud gets a base hit in RBI. So Marblehead coming to life. Scott Campbell, the third baseman, struck out swinging against Guzman. In for a strike.
Third baseman, number 9, Scott Campbell.
Still nobody out. 2 runs in, a runner on. Marblehead looking to come back. Low for a ball. Lined in the left field for a base hit. So Marblehead couldn't buy a hit in the third inning. They've got 3 here in the fourth. 2 on with nobody out. They're coming out to talk to Morinel Castro. Trying to calm him down. So I thought that Zolo had gone into left field in place of Meklis, but they just moved Meklis to center field, and it was Cedeno that Zolo replaced.
Next up from Marblehead, the first baseman, number 13, Matt Weed.
Matt Weed, through 3 innings, the only ball put in play. He grounded out to the pitcher. Wide for a ball. Down and in for a ball. So Marblehead with life. They get 2 in, 2 on. Still nobody out. A lot of baseball left to play. Line to the first baseman. Nice play by Avery. Turns into a double play. Can't hit any better than Campbell hit it. Hit a line shot. Looked like it was going to right field. 1 step to his right, reaching across his body. Avery made a great defensive play. So just like that, there's 2 outs. Terrific defensive play by Avery.
Now batting for Marblehead, the center fielder, number 4,
Just took 1 step, picked it. Campbell had no chance. He was off the base, had no way to get back. So they had 2 on and nobody out. Now they got 1 on with 2 out. Big defensive play. That's in for a strike. 2-1. We can't see the scoreboard because we're sitting right under it. Bounces off the catcher. Safe at third. It's a walk to Canicio. The wild pitch sends Michaud to third. So first and third with 2 outs for James McLean, the catcher.
Now batting the catcher, number 6, James McLean.
Way high for a ball. They throw the ball down to third. The runner wasn't going from first base, but runner third, Michaud got a little jump off the bag. They try to pick him off. Swing and a miss. McLean was called on strikes. That was against Guzman. He's up for the first time against Castro. Swing and a miss again. Well, Castro 1 strike away from getting out of a tough inning. Way wide for a ball. Kind of surprised Marblehead doesn't try to steal second base, or at least maybe get hooked up and trying to steal a run. High and tight for a ball. Nice job by London. Those last 2 pitches could have gone to the backstop. He saved a run both times. Good job behind the plate. Off the third baseman. Foul ball. I thought Lynn was going to reciprocate with the errors. They've already had 1 error in the inning that hurt. Hit on the first base line. I'm not sure why he threw the ball home. If he throws the ball to first, it's the 3rd out. I'm not sure why he was throwing it home. So the error on the pitcher. I think he got confused there. Castro's usually an infielder. He should know. All he had to do was throw the ball to first base and the inning was over. So 2 errors in the inning. Swing and a miss. Brody Bartram was the only base runner to reach, or the only hitter to reach through 3 innings against Guzman. He reached on an infield error. Hit back to the mound. They'll go to first this time. He didn't do it the last time and it cost him. Solid shot by Bartram, but 1 hop right back to the pitcher. But Marblehead gets a little bit of life. They put 3 on the board. They did it with 3 base hits. There was a walk, a couple of errors. So we've completed 4 in this opening game of the 2018 Gallant tournament. Lynn now leading 9-3 over Marblehead. Scott Campbell will be the new pitcher. The shortstop Palmer goes to second base. The second baseman Brooks Keefe goes to shortstop. And the pitcher, Michaud, goes to third base. Carlos, and this is not Carlos De La Rosa, this is Josh Jimenez, who went in to play third base for De La Rosa. Swing and a miss. So Michaud goes 4. He gives up 9 runs, most of them unearned. He gave up 6 hits, walked 1, struck out 3, hit a batter. The walk didn't hurt him, it didn't score. The hit batsman scored. So the sun is just virtually gone, totally behind the trees, and it cools off and it becomes bearable here at the ballpark. A nice little breeze. Here we go again with the leadoff hitter getting on base 4 times in 5 innings. Campbell walks his first hitter.
DH, number 14, Gabe Diaz.
Gabe Diaz reached on the fielder's choice and scored and was called on strikes. Up and away for a ball. Down and away for a ball. Diaz is the extra hitter, as we mentioned. You don't have to. You can bat 9. You don't have to bat 10. But you can bat 10 if you choose. And again, not a designated hitter, an extra hitter. A little bit of problem with the catcher's headgear mask. Straightened it out. High and tight is 3-0. So Diaz will probably take at least one. And that's on 4 pitches, back-to-back walks.
Now batting, the left fielder, number 1, Brendan Zolo.
Brendan Zolo will be up for the first time. More problems with the catching equipment. They're going to change chest protectors. We mentioned the manager from Marblehead, Brent Tarasuik, former quarterback and pitcher infielder for Lynn English. Very, very good athlete. High and tight off the glove. Everybody's going to move up. Squared the bunt, threw it way up and in. Lynn trying to get those 3 runs that Marblehead got in the bottom of the 4th. They're trying to get them right back. Squares the bunt again. Takes the pitch for a strike. He was just taking all the way. Way wide for a ball. Campbell have a little bit of control trouble here. Down and away, on the verge of walking the bases loaded. We only had 1 walk for each team. Now safe at the plate. Again, they didn't take the out. You got to, in a 9-3 game, you got to get outs. So a fielder's choice.
Now batting the right fielder, number 18, Kevin.
He gets an RBI. First and third for Kevin Whalen. Swings and misses at the pitch. So it's not an error, but probably a error of omission. That's 2 plays. The pitcher for Lynn trying to get the bunt down, and they throw it away. So we won't get an RBI. So Lynn gets 2 of the 3 runs that they needed back. Zolo goes all the way to third.
First baseman, number 11, Richie Avery.
Richie Avery is the hitter. He made that nice defensive play at first base. Turned it into a double play. He's got a chance for an RBI. Swing and a miss. And the runner goes to second base easily. Well, I'll tell you that Kevin Whalen is a big boy. So first out was a strikeout. James Meckless was the left fielder. Now he's the center fielder. He was the one that bounced to the pitcher when they threw it away at first base. He hustled all the way to third on the error and then scored on the very next play when the back-to-back errors when the fly ball to right field was dropped. Marblehead brings their infield in. He went down to talk to Rich Avery, the coach. They're thinking he might be trying to bunt a run home. Down and in for a ball. Way wide off the backboard. Nobody went. It didn't go far enough away for anybody to go. So it's still second and third. 2-1 on Meckless. Up and away for a ball. Campbell's got a little funny, almost like sidearm motion. He doesn't come over the top, comes outside. High for a ball. Marblehead fans saying, boy, that looked good to me. And I always laugh when people, whenever anybody does that, whether it's Lynn, Marblehead, Salem, or Peabody. I'm sitting basically where they are. I can't see home plate from here. So I can't tell if the ball's over the plate or not, and they can't either. Swing and a miss. Braden London, his fly ball was dropped in right field. It wound up being a run for Lynn when the runner from third scored. And they got a base hit and came around to score. It foul past third base. He got a base hit. He hustled in the second when they threw the ball home, trying to get the runner at the plate, who didn't go, was held up at third base. He went to third in a wild pitch, and he scored on a ground ball to short by Castro on a terrific play by Andy Palmer. Took a base hit away going to center field. But it was an RBI for Castro because London scored. So he's 1 for 2 with a run scored. He's done a very nice job behind the plate. Hit past third, foul. High for a ball. This is the only time they'll use this diamond. Way high for a ball. This game was supposed to be played, the only game played last night, and it wasn't played because the rains came and the field was underwater. In for a strike, and that's strike 3. Morinel Castro, he's now the pitcher. He was the second baseman. He reached in there and scored, tripled, grounded out to short, getting an RBI. This is the backup diamond, the main diamond, and a great game going over there now. Peabody and Danvers, two of the better teams in the tournament, especially Danvers, way up and away. So this will catch them up because there was only one game scheduled for last night, this game. And the 2 games that were played on the other diamond were both being played tonight that were scheduled. And that would be the 6 teams. Beverly drew a bye for the 7th team in for a strike. So they're back on schedule. They're just hoping that the rain that is scheduled for the weekend is just going to be those spot showers they're talking about and doesn't affect the tournament. Yeah, that's ball 4 again. 4 walks in this inning. Alex McMillan flies to center, struck out, and hit a bomb over the center field fence. To the backstop, nobody's going to go.
Now batting the second baseman, number 7, Alex McMillan.
Hit foul past third base. Still only 1 out. McMillan, the 9th hitter in the inning. To the backstop again. They don't have to go. This inning has been a nightmare for Scott Campbell. Coming on to relief. Way high for a ball again. Falling behind. Hit high to left field. Going back and making the play. So they finally get out of the inning. Lynn gets 2 of them back. It's now 11-3 in favor of Lynn as we move into the bottom half of the 5th inning. They didn't get a hit in the inning. There were 4 walks. Yet another error by Marblehead.
Folks, don't forget about the concession stand. And in left field at the other
That fielder's choice brought a run in.
setup, some commemorative t-shirts.
The other one scored on the error.
50-50 raffle tonight. We'll drive one to be pulled towards the end of the game that's being played right
So we're through 4 and a half.
the other field.
11-3. Lynn on top.
Hey, is there a 10-run rule in this club here? Thank you.
We'll move into the bottom half of the 5th. Marblehead thought they got a little bit of momentum, getting 3, cutting the lead to 9-3, but Lynn comes right back, gets 2 of those back.
Number 11, Graham McLean.
Graham McLean, the left fielder. As Castro starts his 2nd inning of work, he'll hit against Castro for the first time. In for a strike. High and tight for a ball. Swing and a miss. 1-2 to the Marblehead left fielder. Hit to the mound. Castro, he's an infielder when he's not pitching. Handles it easily. One up, one down in the 5th. The extra hitter, James Karen, Takes it wide for a ball. He struck out swinging his one trip.
Number 1, James Cameron.
Swing and a miss. James must be about 3 feet tall. I think the bat's bigger than he is. Hits it to short. Guzman throws his arm off. Two up, two down. Andy Palmer struck out, reached on error, and scored.
Now batting the catcher, number 1, Andy Palmer.
He scored the first run for Marblehead. He was the shortstop. He's now the second baseman. High for a ball. Down and away for a ball. 2-1. Wide again. 3-1. In for a strike. Payoff pitch up and coming from Castro to Palmer, the leadoff hitter for Marblehead. And that one bounces for ball 4. Well, Castro almost had a 1-2-3 inning. Keefe struck out against Guzman. He doubled
For Marblehead, the shortstop.
and scored a run against Castro. He doubled into right center field. And it was James Meckless who almost made a great running catch. Just couldn't reach. He dove for it. Just out of his reach. Very good effort. Another pick at first base by Avery. Took a couple of steps to his right. Went up and picked it off his shoulder. 2 nice defensive plays by Avery. Takes another base hit away. So an easy inning for Castro. He gave up the walk, but it didn't hurt. We finished 5.
After 5 complete, Lynn 12, Marblehead 3.
They're giving Lynn 12 runs. I gave him 11. So it's 12-3, Lynn, over Marblehead at the end of 5. Janelle Guzman has hit a 2-run home run, singled. Last time up, he popped to the pitcher. And we have a new pitcher for Marblehead, is Matt Weed. And Campbell will get his 3rd position. He was the 3rd baseman. The pitcher, he's now the 1st baseman. High and deep, back to the fence, gone. Guzman's got his 2nd home run. Hit it high and deep over the fence. What a day he's had.
Hey, Chris, good try, buddy. You almost had it. Got him, boy.
That run I missed, I forgot a walk with the bases loaded. They did get those 3 runs back that Marblehead got in the 5th. So it was 12-3.
Now batting the third baseman, number 10, Josh Jimenez.
Josh Jimenez has been up once. He walked and scored. He went in to play 3rd base. So Guzman, 3 hits, 2 home runs, a single. Pitched 3 perfect innings. Eight strikeouts and an assist in 3 innings. This is the opening game for Lynn. They were rained out last night against Marblehead. It was actually the second game played. They had a popped up foul. Manchester Essex played Salem, I believe, in the first game on the main diamond. This is the backup diamond, so they could catch up. Played this game tonight while Danvers and Peabody are playing on the other diamond. Beverly was the team that drew the bye, and they'll play the winner of this game. Swing and a miss. They get Guzman swinging. I believe the Mercy rule is 10 runs. And right now it's 10 runs.
14, Gabe Diaz.
Gabe Diaz reached an error and scored, struck out, walked and scored. So he's been on base twice, scored twice. He's actually 0 for 2. Swing and a miss. Down and in for a ball. Down and away for a ball. Way up and in for ball 4. 6 walks given up.
Now batting the left fielder, number 1, Brendan Zolo.
2 of them scored, 1 forced in a run. Also had a hit batsman who scored. Hit on the ground to short. They get the force at second. Brooks Keefe over to Andy Palmer for the putout. So Zolo changed places with Diaz at first base on the force out. Kevin Whalen reached on an error as 1 trip. The ball goes to the backstop. And I think Zolo thought he was going to be safe easy when it's standing up. I think as they caught the ball, they caught it off his helmet, I think. So he's at second base. Try to golf that one, Whalen. Mentioned before, he's a big boy. The umpire has to look up to him. He's like 1.5 for the home plate umpire. Hit foul off the backstop. Up and in for a ball. Lynn's got a Baker's dozen, 13. Marblehead bunched 3 in the 4th inning, getting their only 3 hits in that inning. Drilled into left field for a base hit. They hold Zolo at third. I'm not sure why. Whalen could have got an RBI. With 2 outs, I thought he would have been going.
Now batting the first baseman, number 11, Richie Avery.
Rich Avery has made 2 big defensive plays. Picked one for a double play and then picked another one for a 3rd out, taking hits away, ending that big 4th inning when they had 3 runs in, and helped end that inning, getting the first 2 outs on the double play when he picked the line drive. Off the catcher. Zola was coming home, safe at the plate. Wild pitches and errors have been the story. 8 errors by Marblehead. Got to a big hole early, and they just haven't been able to dig themselves out of it. Down and in for a ball. Avery's been up once and struck out. High for a ball.
Robin, where'd you go?
Down and in for ball 4.
Chat for what? Go this way.
7 walks. James Meckless, he was the left fielder. They moved him to center field.
Where's she going? The woods?
Up and away for a ball. He struck out swinging in between getting on base twice, once with an error, once with a walk, and he scored a run, reaching on that error. Down and in, 2-0. Off the catcher's glove, everybody moves up.
You ready, bud?
Takes the pitch for a strike. Squared the bunt. He was not bunting. He was taking the pitch. With the count 3-0.
I don't even want to tell you what that stand is. Is that still there? All right. What is it? With his shirt, the pants, and
Yeah, he can't be as fussy now.
You're a good-looking guy. You really are.
Well, he doesn't have to hit that pitch. Back-to-back walks. 3 more walks in the inning. 4 in the 5th inning. Now 3 more here. And Braden London, the catcher, reached on an error. Singled and scored. Last time up, he was called on strikes.
Number 3, Braden Landon.
Back the side with no shirt on. Stay over it. Stay out of swamp stuff.
In for a strike. So the bases are loaded. Way up and in to hit him. He went down like he was shot with a gun. Wow. Second hit batsman. Tough way to get an RBI. Bases are still loaded.
Now batting the pitcher, number 4, Mornell Castro.
Hit foul back out of play. Mornell Castro reached for an error, tripled, grounded out, walked. His ground out and walk gave him an RBI. Reaching on the error, he scored a run because he walked around on Guzman's 2-run home run in the 1st inning. So he's been productive. He had a tough 4th inning, giving up the only 3 hits that Marblehead has, and their 3 runs. But he got back in the 5th inning, facing only 4 hitters in the inning, Gave up a walk, but it didn't hurt. Avery ended that inning with one of his two very nice defensive plays, picking a line drive for the third out. High for a ball again. And that's ball four. He's got another RBI, another walk for the RBI.
Now batting the second baseman, number 7, Alex McMillan.
Alex McMillan has flied out, struck out, flied out. But he was memorable the other time because he hit a solid shot over the right center field fence for a home run. He's the 10th hitter in the inning. 4 walks and a hit batsman in this inning. Hit foul past third base. So it wasn't too bad starting out. He gave up the home run to start the Guzman, but they got a strikeout, a walk, and a force out. There were 2 outs and a runner at first. But then they hit back-to-back walks. They hit batsman and another walk. And Lynn has just been piling it on. Hit foul back over the backstop out of play. Over the head of McMillan. He had a duck under that one. Just a little bit inside. Solid shot. Off the fence. He didn't miss a home run by much. They got the runner hooked up between third and home, and he's out at third base. A solid shot by McMillan. He gets a base hit.
Ice cube. You want to suck on some ice cubes?
Meckler scored. London scored. And they get Castro out. Five runs in the inning. 6 runs in the inning. And this will be it. They only got 3 hits in the inning. Second straight inning, Marblehead walked 4. They hit a batter. And that was the only inning in the first 6 that didn't commit an error. Kevin Whalen will be the new pitcher. And they made changes all over the place. Necklace is going to go to right field. Richie Avery is the new pitcher. And I don't know who the catcher is going to be because the catcher, London, is going to play center field. It's got to be Zolo. Zolo's got to be the catcher. (17-3) is the score. Marblehead's got hits in only one inning, and that's the inning they scored their 3. They got nothing off Guzman the first 3. So Castro goes 2 innings, gives up the 3 runs, 3 hits, walked 2. One of the runs was unearned.
Leading off from Marblehead, the third baseman, number 28, Anthony Michaud.
Anthony Michaud was the pitcher. He's not a third baseman. He struck out and singled in a run. And he scored a run. That was the play where the pitcher, all he had to do was throw the ball to first base for the 3rd out. He turned and threw the ball home and threw it by the catcher, allowing him to run the score and allowing Michaud to reach first. And that looked like it might cost them an inning because they got a base hit after that. But then Avery made his first of 2 very good defensive plays, picking a line drive and turning it into a double play, doubling the runner off at first. And it was followed by a walk, so it could have been a huge inning that was followed by an error. So that could have been a very big inning for Marblehead. High chopper to short. And Guzman makes the play with that cannon for an arm. He throws laser beams over to first base. Scott Campbell is struck out against Guzman, singled against Castro. So Lynn is going to move on in the winner's bracket. They'll face Beverly. And one of those years it was Lynn and Beverly in the final, and Beverly beat Lynn. Beverly had a pretty good year in the district. I keep forgetting the Lynn Swampscott group district. I think it's District 16, and I think the Beverly Danvers Hamilton Wenham District 15. They all come together for this tournament. Campbell draws a walk. Matt Weed was the first baseman. He's now the pitcher. He grounded to the mound against Guzman, and he was the one that hit what looked like a base hit going to right field, and Avery made that nice defensive play, picking it and turning it into a double play. In for a strike. I mentioned how big a young man Mr. Whalen is. It's even bigger standing on that mound. Boy, he can bring it. Hear that Zolo's glove popping. Down and away for a ball. I talked about the sun going down, the lights going on. And the mosquitoes come out. The bugs start flying around. And that's called third strike. That's the first strikeout since Guzman struck out 8 in the first 3 innings. Chris Canuccio struck out and walked. Takes the pitch for a strike. Swing and a miss. Lynn 1 out away from opening up with a win. A mercy rule win. And everybody getting involved. Hit foul. Way high, goes to the backstop, and Zolo fired it down to second base. It hit the back. It's like a cushion back there. It bounced right back to Zolo. He just turned, thinking the runner was gone. He threw a strike to second base. It's a good thing Campbell wasn't going. He would have been the third out. Down and in for a ball. Touches wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the 6th. Lynn 1 strike away from a mercy rule win. Hit foul again. Canuccio hanging around. Hit in a left field for a base hit. He went the other way with it. Guzman gave it a dive. Even if he came up with it, he wasn't going to have a play anywhere. So 2 on, 2 out. James McLean, the catcher, struck out, reached on there. He was the one that hit the ball down the first base line, and the pitcher, instead of throwing it to first base for the third out, all of a sudden turned and threw it by the catcher at home, trying to stop the run from scoring. It wouldn't have scored with the third out at first base. They threw it away, extended the inning. Zolo had to go way to his right. Nice stop. In for a strike. Again, 1 strike away. Whalen trying to nail it down. Low for a ball. Right to McMillan, the second baseman. So that'll do it. Lynn will get a mercy rule win. Marblehead got 4 hits, 3 of them they bunched together in the 4th inning to get their 3 runs. The RBI from Micho had a wild pitch and an error got them their 3 runs. Other than that, it was all Lynn. Castro reached on an error. Guzman hit a 2-run home run. It was 2-0. Meklis had his bounce to the pitcher thrown away, hustled all the way to third, scored. When London's fly ball to right field was dropped, it was 4-0. More problems for Marblehead in the 3rd inning. Guzman singled, stole second. They threw the ball at the center field. He took off, went around to third, and the ball coming from center field went over the catcher's head. Guzman scored. It was 5-0. They scored 4 in the 4th inning. An RBI single by Marks. A home run by McMillan. A wild pitch. A ground out by Castro for the RBIs. made it 9. They got 3 more in the 5th inning. A fielder's choice scored a run, an error scored a run, and Castro got an RBI on a bases loaded walk. And then in the 6th inning, Guzman led off with his 2nd home run, and yet again, Castro forced in a run with a walk. A hit batsman got an RBI. A base hit by McMillan, knocked in a run, and they got out of the inning because the base runner was caught off base. Otherwise, the inning might still be going. So for Lynn, Castro reached on error, scored, tripled, walked twice with the bases loaded, grounded out for an RBI. He had 3 RBI, scored a run, had a triple. McMillan had an RBI home run, a blast to right center field with a base hit. Guzman had a big game, a 2-run home run, a single scoring a run, and an RBI home run. So he knocked in 3 and scored 3. Jimenez drew a walk and scored a run. Gabe Diaz reached on an error, walked twice, scored a run. Zolo reached in a fielder's choice for an RBI, reached in a fielder's choice, scored 2 runs. McCafferty got hit by a pitch and scored a run. McMillan reached on an error, singled, and scored a run. Chris Marks had an RBI single and scored a run. Richie Avery drew a walk, scored a run, and had 2 big defensive plays. Meklis was on base 3 times, 2 walks, an error, scored twice. And Braden London, the catcher, played center field in the last inning, had reached on an error, got a base hit, struck out, got hit by a pitch, getting an RBI, scored 2 runs. So everybody getting involved for Lynn. They only had to use Guzman for 3 innings. They used Castro for 2. They used Whalen for an inning. So they escaped getting, the longest stint was only 3 innings. So they got just about the bulk of their pitching coming back for tomorrow. They'll play Beverly at 4 o'clock tomorrow, staying in the winner's bracket. And be a little bit of tougher game for them tomorrow. Beverly had a good year in their districts against some very tough, especially tough Danvers teams. So Lynn gets off to a big start in the opening round of the 2018 Gallant tournament. They get a mercy rule win over Marblehead. They stay in the winner's bracket, and they'll be alive to take on Beverly tomorrow at 4 o'clock. So we hope you enjoyed it. I'm John Hoffman saying we'll see you next time.